Me and my brother grew up, we started experiencing life and kind of fell away from God and fell away from good people, you know, started surrounding myself with negative people on the streets and stuff. So recently, just 4 months ago, my brother, which is 1 year older than me, he's 30 years old, was killed, he was murdered. And in the same neighborhood that we grew up on, the same block that we grew up on. And throughout that time, I kind of gave up on God. You know, questioned God a lot about things that was going on in my life and why did he take my brother? He didn't deserve it and everything, so I completely just lost faith, you know, but throughout that time, you know, I still had God in my heart, I still had Christ in my heart, you know, and he was speaking through me. The Spirit was speaking through me, and I just started praying. The door's just been open ever since. You know, it was the Metro program. It's a great program. They got a lot of things going on, helping a lot of people. You know, they go an extra mile to make stuff happen for us. I've been with Bob, like on a daily basis, go to Bible study every Friday night. You know, I have class Saturday. We go to leadership here on Mondays. I'm working 11 hours a day, 6 days a week. You know, in my off time, I'm helping them with the flower beds and just doing home improvements and things like that. So I'm learning leadership skills and learning, you know, how to be independent. And I've just been thanking God ever since. I never think that I'd be able to do this, to speak out to people, you know, especially not where I come from. But God is making a way, God is making it happen for me.
Here in Compton, we see several needs. People need jobs, people need housing, people need fathers. Here at Metro CDC, we're about creating opportunities with young men, with young women, so that they can succeed and do the things that God's called them to do. Empowering young people on how to be self-sustained, on how to take care of themselves.
I've known Mike since I was a little kid, and it was actually some of my favorite memories. We used to go to Coco's and do a Bible study. I learned a lot from Mike, him mentoring me and in a way being like a father figure to me. Because of the mentorship and all that was put into me, I was able to finish school. I graduated from Cal State Dominguez, got a degree in kinesiology. I wanted to do physical education and health. And now I'm working at a Lifeline Charter School right here on Santa Fe and Compton. I've been there for 2 years, and it's been a great time there. I kind of relate to a lot of the students that have grown up in the city and as well been in tough homes and grown up with parents being in gangs and drugs, and in a way I'm able to relate to them, and it's challenging for me at times. I have difficulties there, but along the way on this journey I'm reminded of how the Lord gave to me.
This garden here is a godsend. Before I was a doctor, I worked in nutrition. This area that you're in right now is considered a food desert. You have so few supermarkets here, and most of your supermarkets here do not have vegetables, which are what are called A-grade vegetables. So they're getting second-grade vegetables at the market here. As you're going on the bus trip, look at how many vacant lots you pass up here. If we can set one of these in each one of those vacant lots, get people to actually grow their own vegetables. Even though these areas are small here, and an area the size that you see of one of these, you can grow enough vegetables to feed a family of 3 for an entire year. So it doesn't take a lot of space. And that's the thing that I want to get across to everybody. I teach you a process to grow different foods. Then after that, once you grow them, I'll not only teach you how to grow them, I'll teach you how to do recipes. I'll teach you how to fix the food so that you get the most nutritional value out of it.
I am from the city of Compton. I live around the corner. I'm 37 years old. I've been in gangs, I've been in prison, I've been involved with drugs, I've been in a lot of ill facets of the streets in the community of Compton. I was on my way to a liquor store. Liquor store is like 50 feet away. I was going through a divorce, I was depressed, and so my counseling was door 5 at the liquor store. And one day I seen Bob here, and that's an odd vision when you see a white guy in Compton. I'm from Compton, so you don't initially go up to all the white guys because you never know. They might be customers. So Bob wasn't, he wasn't the customer. So I watched him for about 2 weeks. I came back, and I asked him if I can help out. He said, yeah, and I just started working around. I started learning a lot with Dr. Ross. Right across the street, it's a haven for a lot of drugs and whatnot. That's been run down just by the garden and the frequency of people like yourself coming to this area. They don't want to be around that stuff. So you have prostitutes coming here, don't know how to pick up strawberry. Dr. Ross helps them, I help them. I didn't know where the artichoke was until a couple minutes ago. So you learn different things every day just by the power of the garden.
What do you do when you've been raised tough? You've been raised on the streets. You've been in a gang or still part of a gang, or you've got a criminal record, you've been in jail, out of jail, been undereducated, or don't have your diploma yet. How do you help someone that needs a few more resources? The unemployment rates here for the African-American male, the 20, 30 something, is about 65%. That's a problem. There's an injustice there. So our life-on-life discipleship, one of the main priorities is about jobs. How are we going to get someone a job? How are we going to get someone employed somewhere? How are we going to help them start their own business? You put a felony on top of that statistic, and it's probably closer to 80% in Compton.
Tell us a little bit about the leadership class. What have you been doing? What are some things that you've learned? And what do you think that will bring you?
Learning about how to take advantage of opportunities and how to have more than one vision. And before, I was always focused on one thing. I just wanted to do the same thing forever, and I've noticed that doing one thing forever is not going to work out very well. Learn to take leadership and you know, teach others instead of myself. And from what I've learned from the class, I have friends who they don't know any of that, and I've been just teaching them what I've been learning. Wish they would come here, but I've just been telling them what I've learned and stuff that I'm learning from the people that's been teaching. And my big plan is to change and break the cycle out here, because a lot of these kids out here is just, I see that they're doing, like at a very young age, they're doing the stuff I was doing, and it's not cool. And they're learning, basically they're learning from us, and they think it's cool, and it's not. So in 5 years, I want to see myself, you know, talking to kids, going to different schools, not just in this area, but in different cities.
The truth of Compton is Metro CDC and the work that God's been doing through these missionaries for more than 20 years. That's the truth of Compton. It is not true that Compton is a dog. It is not true that Compton doesn't measure up. It is not true that Compton is made up of a bunch of gangs and we should all be scared of it. Those are the messages that were given and perpetuated by the devil. But what is true is God reigns supreme in Compton, just like he does some other cities in America that look dark. And when you get God in the middle of that room, he obliterates the darkness and lights it up. So Metro is doing that work to light it up. This is their calling. It is their purpose. Our purpose is to give into their lives and sow seed so they can continue God's work, because God shines in this place.
The needs here in Compton are real. They're pressing, they're immediate, they're right now. And Metro CDC is about coming alongside young men, young women, and helping them accomplish the goals that they have for themselves. Metro CDC
It's changing lives.
in Compton,
And we need your help.